Hi, my name is Lee Williamson. Subscribe to Reggae Boyz Commentary.
Hi, my name is Joby McAnuff. Subscribe to Reggae Boyz Commentary.
Reggaeboyz Commentary, like, share and subscribe, please.
I'm Javon Watson, and you're watching Reggaeboyz Commentary.
It's almost that time again. Can you believe our last World Cup qualifier was November 16? And time has just gone by so quickly. 2 months have passed and a couple of days, and now we're ready to take the field once more. We're ready, and we're ready. And here we are, getting ready to take on the United States, Mexico, the entire world. Of course, we played the United States twice already, but what I mean by what I'm saying is that it's crunch time. It's the point in the campaign where we can't afford to cool off like a bottle of water, but it's time to intensify proceedings. It's that point where you need results. It's that point where you need maximum results. It's that point of the campaign where 7 points from the next 3 games can make a massive difference in turning around our fortunes to get to Qatar. Hello, everyone. I'm Simon Preston, and welcome to Reggaeboyz Commentary. This is the match preview for Jamaica versus Mexico in the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers. The match is slated for Thursday, 7 p.m. at the National Stadium. As it stands, after meetings with the government, Desmond McKenzie has said that there will be no fans for the game against Mexico. Now, he did an article in the newspaper quite recently. Specifically, he did an interview with the Jamaica Gleaner in the Sunday Observer, and he said that the government would be irresponsible to permit spectators at the Reggae Boyz games. Irresponsible. I think it would be irresponsible not to have fans instead of having fans. Not having fans is more irresponsible than having fans. Do we not realize how crucial this game is? Let me stress that this game is Jamaica's biggest game of the 21st century. I know I said that in the CONCACAF Gold Cup against the United States. I know I said the same thing against the United States in World Cup qualifying in November, but this is now our biggest game in the 21st century. The 21st century, this is our biggest game. This is a game where you almost put all your eggs in one basket. This is the basket, this is the time of the campaign where you throw the kitchen sink. This is the time where you need points. And what happened was that local government minister Desmond McKenzie said, we were in discussions with the JFF surrounding having spectators for the next open game. Because of this new outbreak, it would be irresponsible based on the dangers of this thing to have mass gathering. So in November, it wasn't dangerous, but now it's dangerous. The government, McKenzie said that the government will possibly allow spectators once the country has survived the outbreak. Once we have gotten over this hurdle outbreak, the government will and are working to see how best it can be done. But the bigger question is that all of us must be prepared to take personal responsibility and do what is necessary to restore the country back to a higher sense of normalcy. Well, the people of this land are taking responsibility in their own hands by getting vaccinated. Shouldn't that be enough? What is the benefit of someone being vaccinated versus somebody who's not vaccinated? At this point in time, it doesn't seem that there's a benefit to somebody who is vaccinated versus somebody who is not vaccinated. It just seems like the good has to suffer for the bad. And in my eyes, that's not fair. But let's talk about Mexico, shall we? Here's the facts. Jamaica has not won a game in the final round of World Cup qualifying since February 28, 2001. On that occasion, Tyrone Granny Marshall hit an absolute screamer. To me, the second best goal ever at the office in the 21st century. For me, Rudolph Austin against El Salvador in November 2007 from half line. Tyrone Marshall's screamer against Trinidad and Tobago in 2001 Mikel Antonio against the United States. For me, those are the top 3 goals at the office from the year 2000 onwards, honestly. Now, and Robert Scarlett's half-line goal against St. Martin was also close as well, but just doesn't crack my top 3. But we haven't won a game at the office in the final round of World Cup qualifying since 2001. We haven't won a home game in World Cup qualifying since October 2012, and that came against Antigua and Barbuda when we defeated them 4-1. As you know, in that game, we had Demar Phillips on the score sheet, Nyron Nosworthy, and a brace from Dane Richards. Yeah, it's been a while. We're going to have to get the victory. But you know what I find interesting about our results against Mexico? Here's what's interesting. We've never lost to them when we play 3 at the back in World Cup qualifying. First of all, before we get into that, let's have a look at our head-to-head record against the Mexicans. What is it like in terms of our record? Is it good? Is it bad? What is it like against the Mexicans? Well, let me share my screen and show you what our results have been like against the Mexicans. So you'll know what it has been like over the years. Well, I should say decades, because of how long it has been in that particular period of time. So post-independence, Jamaica has recorded 6 wins, 3 draws, and 20 losses to the Mexicans. Post-independence, our first win came 1975. Our next win came 1995 in a friendly international. We defeated them 1996 as well in World Cup qualifying. And so Simoes has recorded 2 wins against the Mexicans. And in terms from a Jamaican standpoint, on the Tapa, he's recorded 2 wins as well. Yep. The last time we defeated the Mexicans came at the CONCACAF Gold Cup. That was the last time we defeated Mexico, the 2017 CONCACAF Gold Cup. I'll be honest with you guys, for me, my best moment at the office came when Jamaica took on Mexico. That was my proudest moment. And I'm not talking about the game where we clinched qualification to the 1998 World Cup in November 1997. I'm talking about October 11, 2008, Ricardo Wildebout Fuller. For me, I've never felt an emotion like that. With stoppage time, it felt like the longest 5 minutes of my entire life. Every second felt like a minute. It honestly did. I was sitting on the cycle track for that game, and I can tell you, in terms of atmosphere, in terms of togetherness, in terms of sheer raw emotion, the result, it was just amazing. The adrenaline to go from the highs of scoring a goal to Mexico creating chance after chance after chance. It was a roller coaster, and it was absolutely thrilling. And it was an absolute pleasure to be there for that encounter. How did the Jamaicans line up for that game? Because like I said, we've never lost to the Americans going. When we took on the Mexicans, we went with a back 3. Yeah. This was how we set up against the Mexicans in 2008 when we defeated them by a 0-0, courtesy of a goal from Ricardo Fuller. Luton Shelton provided the assist in that particular game. We had Donovan Ricketts in net, a back 3 of Ian Pepe Goodison, Claude Davis, and Tyrone Marshall. We left wing back Demar Phillips, right wing back we had Jamal Campbell-Rice, Rudy Austin, and O'Neill Bigger Thompson in midfield. Just in front of them, Ricardo Bibi Gardner. And up top, we had Ricardo Fuller and Luton Shelton. Luton Shelton had a lot of space to work with, and so did Fuller here. And as you can see, when the goal played out, Shelton came and collected a throw from Claude Davis, got possession, stabbed the ball to Ricardo Fuller, and Fuller with a left foot had a slight deflection, but he had enough meat on it to get the ball past Osvaldo Sanchez and secure the 1-0 victory for Jamaica. So this is how we lined up. Mexico has always found it difficult with us when we pose a back 3, and it was evident in that game in particular as well. Is this the only time we've beaten them using a back 3? No. No, 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 no. Nope. We've also used a back 3 when we defeated them in believe it or not, at the Gold Cup. Yes, that's another time that we've used this sort of system. Yeah, it was a back three as well. And this was a time, remember when Kimar Taxi Lawrence scored a free kick late into the game, the 88th minute. Yeah. Let me show you what that lineup was like when we defeated the Mexicans, because we also went with a back three in that particular game as well. This is how we lined up against the Mexicans. With Andre Blake in net, Albus Paul right back, Taxi left back, back three of Damian Lowe, Ladale Ritchie, and Jermaine Taylor. In front of them, Owain Gordon, Javon Watson, and Sean Francis. And the two up top was Darren Mattox and Romario Williams. Mexico again, they played narrow, as you can see by the way that Mexico set up their proceedings in their 3-4-3 sort of setup. And they were struggling in a sense of trying to get past the back three. They did create opportunities, yes, but there were not clear-cut opportunities. So it was evident there, and we turned out that we won the game. Now, how did we line up when we took on Mexico at the Azteca earlier in this calendar year? Well, not this calendar year, but September. How did we line up when we took on Mexico in that particular game? Well, it was essentially a 4-3-3. This is how we lined up against the Mexicans. Andre Belek in net, we had Damian Lowe and Adrian Mariappa in central defense. Taxi at left back, we had Alvis Powell at right back, Anthony Grant and Devon Speedy Williams in behind, well, not Williams. Boy, I tell you, it wasn't Williams that played that game in particular. But let me just say that in terms of the person that operated in that position, because we had a front three of Shamar Nicholson, Romario Williams, and Corey Burke. That's what we had. And we had Norman Campbell operating. Norman Campbell that operated over here. Yeah. Well, yeah, Romario Williams. Yes, Romario Williams. And he operated as a free role here, sometimes drifted, win possession. So we didn't win. We didn't win the game, of course, when we played it with this. Nearly got away with a draw, but it is what it is, eh? So we didn't win when we went with a back four. We didn't. So a question that I know you guys will be asking is, Simon, how do you think, what would you do? I would go with a back three against Mexico. And I'm going to show you the lineup that I would personally go with. And before sharing the lineup, let me just say that Coach Paul Hall wants to have a slightly different approach to proceedings. He wants to have his team on the front foot and only go long when necessary. That's something to look out for. So this is the lineup that I have personally gone with for the game on Thursday. Andre Blake in net. Ethan Pinnock, left centre-back. Liam Moore, right centre-back. Damian Lowe completes the trio in central defence. I've gone with Greg Lee at left wing-back. I've gone with Javain Brown at right wing-back. Daniel Johnson and Speedy behind Ravel Morrison. And up top, Mikel Antonio and Junior Flemings. 3-5-2. That's what I've gone with. And I know I could have perhaps used Burke, Andre Gray, Bobby Reed. I would start Andre Gray against Panama, knowing that Panama will be a more physically imposing presence compared to the Mexicans. That's why I'm saving Andre Gray from the start for that game. I'm not saying Andre Gray can't play against Mexico. I just would not start him for this encounter. I know I can use Kevin Stewart, but do I really want to give him a debut from the start? No, I don't want to do that. In fact, I would not give a debut to a player in World Cup qualifying. And that's one of the things, if God's willing, if I'm given an opportunity to be in a position of leadership and decision making, I would have a policy that a player doesn't make his debut at the senior level in World Cup qualifying. I can understand at youth level, you making your debut in a competitive game because of the lack of opportunities and games that might be there. But I would have a policy that somebody doesn't make their debut in World Cup qualifying from the start, unless it is emergency. That's personally how I think about the matter. But this is the formation that I've gone with against the Mexicans. 3-5-2. Ethan Pinnock, as Coach Paul Hall would say, offers that different dimension should he go through at the back. And like I said, going through at the back is something that we've never lost to Mexico, going through at the back at home in World Cup qualifying. So that's something that we can bear in mind heading into this encounter. Through at the back has its benefits, and I've stressed on numerous occasions about how it helped England at the World Cup in 2018 and the semi-final run. It covers a lot of space horizontally, and you have 3 different points of attack. So it has its benefits there. And in terms of the layout and stuff, you basically have the middle clustered. So it's going to force the Mexicans to drift in the wider areas to try to look for space, perhaps crosses. And when you run into a madman, well, not madman, but when you run into this man named Greg Lee, and when you run into this man named Javain Brown, that can sit if necessary, you're going to be constricted. So Mexico is going to have to do either 2 things. 1, go along, or 2, move the ball a little bit more quickly. And as you know in life, sometimes haste makes waste. So sometimes you can force the opposition to make an error. That is what I'm hoping that can happen on this side of things. So let's have a look at the comments and see what you guys are saying here. What you guys have to say. Let's see what you guys are saying. I want to zoom through the comments and see what you all have to say here. And then I will respond to your comments and questions, and we take it from there. All right, let's go from the top. No, I'm not late. I'm on time. Gray says, "What's up, Simon? I'm good." Simon, up. Nick Davis says, "Mexico will come out, giving the fact that they tied on points with Panama." Yeah, I know they will come out, right, which is why I think we can get them on the counter because we have the pace. Has Ravel reached Jamaica yet? Yeah. I don't want to be controversial, but you do have. Let's just put it this way. Governments of the past love football. This one, the biggest game could always be moved. So this is the current biggest game. Yeah, of course. This is the biggest game of the 21st century, hands down. Big up JD. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. And don't forget to hit the like and share button and subscribe to the channel. Greetings, Simon says, "One love." We're playing Mexico. Mexico habla español. Tómame la mano que tú eres cosa buena. Esta noche que la baila sobre la arena. No sé una ajena, no sé una ajena. Ven paga, ven paga. Y ahora? Spanish. Simon, only 3 players arrived at the airport. Are there any more flights from the UK tonight? There's only 1 flight that comes in from London to Jamaica every day. So if you don't see anyone that has arrived yet, then more are scheduled for tomorrow. So the reality is that it's only 1 flight a day from direct flight, that is, from London to Kingston, and 1 flight a day from London to Mobay. When we qualify, they're gonna run coming on board. I guess so. I mean, players that are not part, like Ivan Toney, them. Yeah, you're right. Isn't there fans at Cayman's Park? Yeah, there are. And like I've always told Ian Campbell, what the sports minister, Olivia Babs-Grange, has been telling the media is that, Cayman's Park and horse racing is under the Ministry of Finance and not under the sports ministry, because the government earns tax dollars through betting. So that's the reality there. Simon, the government not getting the money in and them hands, so they don't care about the World Cup. Should I be controversial? Okay. Michael Ricketts is orange. The party in power is green. You do the maths. Up, Simon, watching from freezing Toronto, Looking forward to your report. It's now or never, my boss. Big disappointment. Vax social distance should be allowed. It's a privilege. Now, let me stress this point that I am politically neutral. I am just stating the facts that president of the JFF is orange, while the government that is in power is green. Now, what I'll say to you all is that you only have, I believe, 2 clubs in the National Premier League that are green, and they're Tivoli Gardens and Humble Lion. Has the government assisted adequately as it relates to the Premier League, as the rest of the clubs are orange? I'll let you answer that question. Warren Webster, up Simon, watching from freezing Toronto, looking forward to, yeah. We're in Toronto. Whitby, Ajax. Toronto, nice, man. Journalist asking Desmond the wrong question. You all should ask, what is the difference between Camaras and JFF? Well, I've answered that question already. Good evening. Good evening. How are you doing? Hi, who is your top 5 Jamaican footballers of all time? My top 5 ever. My top 5 Jamaican footballers. This is my favorite. I'm not saying these are the best 5 to ever play for Jamaica. These are just my personal top 5. My personal top 5. Ricardo Fuller. This is in random order. Ricardo Fuller, Luton Shelton, Adrian Mariappa, Tyrone Marshall, and Andre Blake. Yo, Simon, so the judge said it's nothing about clubs. The gaffer, leave him out. If you don't want to believe me, then you don't have to. But this is the channel you come to for credibility, so you make your mind up. What's up, Simon? How are you doing? Good luck to Jamaica. Hope you get at least 7 points from the window. Thank you. Marhaban. Ismi Simon. Sude to Bilika Ika. Mexico, Panama, and Costa Rica go smash, flop Jamaica, and okay. Yo, bro. Big up, big up, big up. Simon, where is your cousin Haka? Haka is not my cousin. Haka is not my cousin. I don't know where you guys are getting this information from. First, Daniel Gordon was my cousin. Now Mariappa, my cousin. And now Haka. First it was Joel Sr., and then Mariappa, and then Daniel Gordon. So now Haka, my cousin now. Roof. Okay. Raise the roof for Kema Roof. Evening, everybody. Good evening. I think some man want to date Haka because he's out of the squad. Well, look here. I got up on 95 caps, and I'm saying, well, I'll get to the 100. So Brian King said I would have Mariappa to start. I understand why you say that, but I wouldn't start him against Mexico. I would start him against Panama, and that is for the defensive solidity. Against Mexico, where we need to be on the front foot, I wouldn't. This guy has just been on a flight from Sydney to LA to Miami to Kingston. I'm not saying he can't play Thursday. I'm just saying he's going to need a bit of recovery. Fair enough. You want Taxi over Gregory to start? Okay. Now give a player a debut in World Cup qualifier. I personally wouldn't do that. We gave Michael Hector a debut in a Copa America. Just think about that. Grant got his debut in World Cup qualifiers. Yeah, I know. I wouldn't do that. It's possible, Simon, but the player have to be above average to get their debut. Like I said, there's personal circumstances. If he's an attacker or if he is of this ilk, then fine. Yeah. Now, with Paul Hall, Anthony Grant, Javon Watson, Deshane Beckford, Richard King, they just miss out on the 23. So it's not like they were overlooked. Paul Hall wants to have a different, not style, but he wants to have a different approach. So based on the players you have in the squad, you're going to see exactly players befitting that style. And the first half against Peru will give you an indication of what he's trying to do. I'll leave it there. Of course he's a general. You know that already. I have the utmost respect for him. What Fleming would offer? Why Johnson playing box to box? I don't feel comfortable with the idea of starting Kevin Stewart, because I know if you give him one nudge, he can fall down, and that could be that. So I don't want to give Kevin Stewart the start. I'm not saying he can't start, but I personally, in a game of this magnitude, give Kevin Stewart the start. Old Fleming's offer, pace in behind, hard work and energy. Up. Ben Brown is not an attacking player like Lee. Fisher will do a great job there. Fisher. It's my hermano. Muito obrigado, eh? Muito obrigado. Todo bem? Todo bem. Team looking good, but Grant's no Grant. Why? He just missed out on the 23, honestly. And Paul Hall has stated that Anthony Grant is not being disposed. He still has Anthony Grant part of his future plans. So this is not him saying, oh, I no longer want Anthony Grant. It's just, it is what it is at the end of the day. Simon, are you mimicking JD? Watch yourself. You'll like so easy. I'm just having jokes. We take life too serious. Why can't we laugh from time to time? We take life so seriously. Let's just relax. Everything falls into place in time. So if I want to mimic somebody, I mimic somebody. I mimic Ryan, my brethren. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Top shelf video. That's Ryan LFC right there. People. That's Teddy Lee Gray. Yeah. The JD and Brushan kill me. Up to Simon, we need a win to get momentum to the next game. Absolutely, we do. Well, all I can say is this, that Paul Hall has had a lot of discussions with Peter Lee Vassell. Does that mean Peter Lee Vassell is going to start? No, it doesn't mean that. But he has a lot of respect for what he can do attacking-wise. Big up yourself, Simon. Yeah. J. Russ, Simon lineup stress me out. Okay, good for you. David McCarthy is the best defensive midfielder in Jamaica. Watching for Dun Beholden. He's done well locally, you know. Ravel will be key in this game. Once Ravel evolved, Jamaica will kick out Mexico teeth. Fields up 2. 5-3-2 or 3-5-2. Yeah, whichever way you want to look at it. Lewis Baker started the partial process. No, he has not. Simon, how many games will Antonio be allowed by his club to play in? If we want to play him in all 3 games, we're going to play him in all 3 games. International beauty. So, that's other things said. No one. Told you guys long time only vlogs can bring this to light. Politics is the reason why fans not allowed in the stadium. Of course it's politics. Of course it's politics. Seeing Fleming's name in the squad gives me a headache. Why are you guys not using Stewart when we struggle with a stadium this year? Because I've answered that question already. Simon, beg your media pass for the Mexico game. You want to take picture and video for Reggaeboyz Commentary? Joel Senior play a ball with him till this day. You know, someone want a contact for him too. Shout me afterwards, man. I want a contact for Joel Senior, man. Big baller, man. Simon are burn weed on the quiet wife Flemo when we have Antonio. But Antonio starts. You sure you're not the one burning weed? Because I've never inhaled even a microscopic speck of high grade in my entire life. I have never indulged in any high grade. I've never smoked in my life. I have no tattoo. I have no piercing. I'm just a calm, decent human being. Katarak will tell you. I'm a good youth. Yeah. Simon, don't you think that Topi would be better in midfield? No, I would not utilize Jamoy Topi in midfield in our World Cup qualifier. I would not use him. I would not use him in midfield. Honestly, I would not. Petrak named Stewart Dr. Glass. What do you think of that? Yeah. 3 Rockstone, and you know what will happen. Lowe made himself unavailable for these 3 games. No, Paul Hall is not a clown, guys. Come on. You guys realize that you have, what, 200 of us in this live stream right now, and probably you're going to have 5,000 that eventually watch this video. You guys realize that if we were to sit down and pen a 23-man squad, the 5,000 of us would have 5,000 different squads. The chances are slim that even 10 of us would have the same 23. Extremely slim. Remember, football is a game of opinions, and we will look at it from a different perspective. As I said, Paul Hall wants to change up the style differently. Big up Simon, founder of Jamaican YouTube Football. 352 all the way. Big up Andrew 55. Big up, big up, big up, big up. Sometimes your full of pace can be good because all you need is a toe poke. You find Antonio and bam, it's 1-0 Jamaica. Simon, it seems Paul Hall is not trying to attack teams using wingers in this window. Does that mean we should expect a more direct style of play with our wing backs? Yes, I would expect a more direct style of play from those players, but don't be surprised if they do cut in centrally to clog the middle from the Mexican standpoint when they have possession. Simon from New Jersey. New Jersey. Newark, New Jersey. East Rutherford. We're in New Jersey. Big up. Go ahead and ask your question. World Sports Net. To be honest, I'm concerned about Moore and Grant's fitness because they're not playing for their clubs for some time. Grant is not playing, but I think Moore should be okay. I think we should play back 3 because a back 4 doesn't fit Pinnock. Like I said, I would go with a back 5 against Mexico or back 3. It's difficult to do an impression of Manning's man, but you know, I am Omar Stennett on I Am Sure Sports on this channel. I must tell you that the Reggae Boys will be taking the field quite shortly. It's difficult, you know, because I've only seen this man once in my entire life. Well, I've never seen JD in my life, but I've only listened to Manning's man when he's talking to Orville on the radio and so on and so forth. But yeah. You smoking some high grade? That will never, you will not, you're not going to live for that 4-0 away yard. I got Joel contact for you. How do I link you? Instagram Simon.Preston. Twitter SimyP93. Those are 2 ways. We all have free will, don't we? We all have free will, but that's not the life I'm willing to live. I rather indulge in this. This is my drug. H2O. Keep up the work. Thank you. People, Junior Fleming is heading to Liga and going to play against Messi, Neymar, and others. He just needs to hold his head high. Just need some games now. I'm open to this as well, but not against Mexico, bearing in mind the lack of wide players in the squad. Simon, don't you think we should carry a spare CDM? It's difficult when you have a 23-man squad, you know, but yes, I would have had one more. But what's going to happen? For example, let's say Kevin Stewart gets injured or suspended. Then Haka will go from the reserve or standby list into the 23. Put it that way. Simon, what do our wingers bring to this game? Well, regardless of if it's Alvas Powell or Greg Lee or Taxi or Javane Brown, they'll bring width, they'll bring crossing ability, a little bit of spark. Like I said, I'm happy with the squad. Big up Simon from Maryland. The roster looks strong like our chances. It's good to see Jamaicans in Maryland. I have family in Maryland, so you know, Mount Airy, Frederick, Urbana. Yeah, Maryland is a good place, man. I love Maryland, honestly. Get him head together. Yeah, he does. That's true. Government, stop showing the world that you don't love football. Well, Paul Hall is intense and has communicated with the players as to selection. I'm willing to trust his judgment. Yeah. Abridging the passport. Alrighty. Standby list is Javon Watson, Deshane Beckford, Richard King, Jordan Fletcher, J.D. White. So, guys, anything happen to Speedy? Anything happen to Johnson? Anything happen to Kevin Stewart? Haka will be back. Telling you guys from now. Haka is going to travel to Panama if something happened. So, that is what I'll say. Is it? Interesting. Yeah, a lot of people in Maryland. It's been a while since I've been back, but I must say I do love my visits to Maryland. But yeah, I do have family there, and the Jamaican diaspora is really, really good there. Like I said, the areas that I mentioned to you, Mount Airy, Frederick, Urbana, areas that I know Jamaicans there, and areas that I like visiting there. So yeah, for sure. What's the name of the place there? But yeah. Lots of Lee and Ronald wingbacks. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be over the moon if this happens. So you tell me the Hackers still have a chance of getting in the squad? Of course. Pick up Simon Preston. What's really the deal with Baller Anthony Grant? The deal is this. So it is true that Swindon Town is still bad mining Anthony for when Anthony went on international duty against Mexico and Costa Rica in the red list countries as they were at the time, or maybe they still are at this point in time. As you know, he hasn't featured much since then. It's frustrating. Not even in the FA Cup game against Manchester City, Anthony didn't even get to play. Does he want to leave the club? He wants minutes. He wants minutes. I don't think it's the right time to discuss a club that has interest in him but can't right now because of budget issues. But what I will say is that from Paul Hall's standpoint, he wants to have a slightly different approach to match day. And what I'll say is this. Coach feels that Kevin can give him that little 5%, so that can help him achieve that new tactic. Reality. You daily should be over Jordy and Fletcher. I understand, but yeah. Brother, if we can capitalize on the crosses, control the midfield, and backing off the attackers, create more scoring opportunities, then we have a chance. I would start Greg only because Taxi is out of season. Once he goes to preseason, I'll put Taxi back in. Good point. Excellent point. In Anthony Grant we trust. Tyrone Wing says 2-0 Jamaica. I'll give you my prediction question. George County, Maryland. Yeah. But you know Swindon not doing well. That is true. Simon Warrafel seems he's playing deep whenever he's placed on the offensive side of the attack. That's a good point. I don't know. That is just $1 million question. I love Grant in the squad, but I have no problems with the squad as it is. I don't either. I don't have a problem with the squad. I would take Hector over Haka anytime, but after that masterclass pass, he took off the whole Jamaica. Hall went for a CDM that has an eye for goal. You said it. We're at 1-0, 10 minutes to go. Who can come lock the middle? It might be Stewart at that time. We should get Rudolph Austin back for CDM. We're going on the offensive. That's not Grant's game, hence Kevin Stewart. You said it, my friend. Demande Deer and Demar Carrier. Demar Phillips has just not yet. I'm concerned about Moore's fitness too because he doesn't play for Reading a long time now. Hafe, go watch the replay. School challenge quiz time. Bless up, bro. All right, do you think, my boss? Is Haka still in the team? Any injuries? You will see Haka in the squad at some point. Simon, will the players be training at the Stadium East where the police found those ammunitions today? they will be training at Stadium East, and hopefully the ammunitions that were found, the players can say, ooh, we need some ammunitions come Thursday, and go so boom, 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 back of the net against Mexico. So Shamar turned down call if we go to the UAE. It's much more deeper than that. It's much, much deeper than that. If Haka should play, where and how would you utilize him? He's not going to play against Mexico. So just take it off your brain. Haka is not eligible to play against Mexico. Just take it off your brain. I hate this notion we're going on the offense, so we're not planned to defend as a strange one. I didn't say we weren't going to defend, but I understand the point that you're trying to make. Antonio will score against Mexico. All the other 10 players on the field need to do a lockdown from Mexico scoring. Yeah. Darren Mattocks did. To me, Darren Mattocks wasn't as impressive in the USL. Although he scored goals, I still think that he hasn't found a bit of rhythm just yet. What's your target points to make top 4, Simon? 21 points. We need 21 points. That's what we need, 21 points. I'm going to give my prediction quite shortly. Other than Hayden, is there any more good CDM out there available for Jamaica? As it relates to those that have Jamaican passports in England, not many. Not many. Not many. Jordan Cousins has a Jamaican passport. Paul Hall should call back Haka to play in the forward line. The banter, I tell you. The absolute banter. My prediction for the game. Jamaica 1. Mexico 0. I'm going with Antonio, the goal scorer. 89th minute. We need this. We need it. We need this win. If we go back 3, I promise you, we won't lose. I promise you, we won't lose if we go back 3. I promise you, we won't lose if we go back 3. I'm confident about that. Mexico is going to be so frustrated. Irving Lozano will have a little bit of room to work with, but his teammates centrally won't. And if Raul Jimenez plays, well, you know that objective already when you're playing to a ball to a 6'3" player. You're going to play to his strengths, right? So you're going to go early. And you're going to meet with a 6-footer in Ethan Pinnock, a 6-footer in Damian Lowe, and a 6-footer in Liam Moore. So there you go. We need 3 points. We need 3 points. So we need 3 pairs. Simon, if someone told you that we would be undefeated in Central America at this point of the campaign, you would think, can you imagine points at Costa Rica, a victory over Honduras, a point in El Salvador? Can you imagine if we get a draw against Mexico, against Panama, or beat them? This will be the first time in World Cup qualifying history that we've gone on Central American soil and never lost. The first time since the 2006 cycle. Yeah. We didn't lose at El Salvador and we didn't lose in Panama. Yeah. So yeah. Here we go. Eso techo caracaccia, yeah? Sì, molto bene. Yeah, we have a chance. But will we be effective with our chances? That is the question, my good friends. How effective will we be with our chances? How effective? Let me know. Let me know how you all feel about that. Will we be effective? Will we be clinical? That is what it's going to come down to. Without fans, it's going to be challenging. But we'll do what we can. We'll do what we can. We need to get them 2-0 or 1-0. Where are you at Kingston to greet the players and how many arrived today? I think they're staying in New Kingston. What will be our approach against Mexico? 3-5-2. If Jamaica win their 3 games coming up, yeah, 4th is definitely possible. Andre Gray, you think Andre Gray is going to score? The lad that's from the West Midlands of England at the National Stadium can beat Mexico. Positivity, 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 positive. If Jamaica get 3 points, Jamaica gonna have to take 8 powerful shots on goal. Not so much, probably 6. Never the man them no good, but you Simon of JFF getting all of the top Reggae players. Reggae Boyz fans, did you not hear what I said? I said to you, I would make it a policy that somebody does not make his debut in World Cup qualifying. You think we wanted to give Anthony Grant his debut in World Cup qualifying? I would have given him his debut from the Japan fixtures when he had his passport. The friendly matches against Serbia and Japan's Olympic team. It happens that we give a debut in qualifying. Michael Hector made his debut against Uruguay in Copa America. Wes Morgan made his debut against Panama in World Cup qualifying. That's not something I would do. I've said what I've had to say. I've said what I've had to say. Not always. In the 2013 cycle, we lost 1-0 to Mexico. Not always. But we need to turn things around. We need to turn things around. When we beat Mexico, do you think playing Antonio each game would have his club try to call him and restricted? No. Or play for the next 10 days, you know. So we can do whatever we want. So I'm an experienced count on a dash with Mattox. Uno! I don't know who you call Uno, you know. The man of the players. Big up Simon from Miami. Love that I get to see Lamar, Speedy, and now Lowe play here. Speedy is one of the best midfielders in USL, and Lowe will help my Inter Miami backline tremendously. You're absolutely right, and I hope you enjoy to see what these players have to do in South Florida, honestly. I would want to see Andre Gray and Mikel Antonio pair and think they would do well. Against Panama, I would do that. I would do that 100%. I would. Honestly, I would. Reggae Boyz fans. You looking forward to the game? 72 hours from now. Do you mean to say right or white? Thank you so much for tuning in. And don't forget to subscribe to Reggaeboyz Commentary for more content. We're back, guys. When Jamaica gets a spot, which are the 3 teams going to the World Cup? The United States, Canada, and Mexico. How does the song go? Free up! Free yourself! No, Mr. Huey, I made mention earlier in this video that Mr. Ricketts is orange, and the government running this country right now is green. And if you were to look at the clubs that are playing in the top flight nations football right now, Humberline and Tivoli Gardens are green, and the rest of the clubs are orange. So I think that gives you an indication of things. They say politics make the world go round. So that is that. And I'm sure you understand. And you have much more experience than I have in the game and with your coaching reputation. So you know exactly the politics that happens in this country. So, Reggae Boyz fans, what are your thoughts? Can we get 9 points from the next 3 games, or 7 points, or 6 points from the next 3 games? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Reggae Boyz Commentary for more content.